Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to our Behind Her Brand Monday Morning Brew. I got my cup ready today. This one says, "You're doing great." I love this cup. Thank you, Carter. Um, so today, you saw the title. It says "The Pencil" right here, and I want to talk to you guys about something that I'm really excited about this discussion today, guys. I am. Um, because it was birthed from watching Caden. Caden has been in this incredible season of drawing. And Charles and I did not really know that he can draw as well as he could. There's a really, really great program on YouTube called Artland, and the guy draws all these really cool characters and everything, and he teaches kids how to draw. And so I thought he was going to do stick figures and things like that, and he was drawing characters almost perfect with perfection. And we just been blown away. But here's the lesson that came from it. He came in there one day running in there, and he was like, "Mommy, my pencils are not working no more. I can't draw." And he was getting all frustrated, right? He had colored pencils. And I went and I found my sharpener. And so I sharpened it, right? And it all of a sudden is useful again. And here's when I was doing it, here's where the lesson emerged, okay? I started thinking about every woman watching today, every woman that watches these videos, and thinking about all the things that we go through to build personally, professionally, all the different things, and how one of the hardest seasons that we can walk through is pruning seasons. Okay. But not just pruning seasons, but seasons where we need to be sharpened. And I started to think about how we could be going and going and going, and the pencil gets dull. Can't use it, right? And now we have to go in where one layer is coming off, another layer is coming off, another layer is coming off until we have a brand new lead that lead that we can draw with. And what I thought about in that is that how many times have we gone through seasons where we're going through different things and not sure always why we're going through them. But what God is showing us is that there are layers of you that I need to be off you so that I can sharpen you into the season that you're walking in. And even though the process may not feel good, if scraping, getting it off, like going around, turning it and getting whatever it needs to be off you may not feel good, but it's necessary. So maybe it is complaining. Maybe you complain a lot about the season that you're in. Maybe it's procrastination. Maybe it's boasting. It could be a lot of different things, that God is saying, I need to sharpen you, I need to sharpen you. And it also could be, you know what, I'm trying to birth some new creativity at you. I'm trying to birth some new things out of you. I'm trying to awaken something new in you. It could be different things as he's turning and turning and pruning and pruning. And as I was thinking about this, I said, this is a season where so many times people say, I can't do it. And they're still in the middle of the turn. They're still in the middle of it. They haven't pulled out yet. They're in the middle of it. And they're saying that I can't do this. I am tired. I am frustrated. I'm angry. I'm this, that, and the other, whatever it might feel. But when you pull it away and you see how sharpened and how much you grew through the pruning season, when you really think about that, you walk into this new season sharper, stronger, and more wise. But here's the other lesson that I learned from this whole process too, is as I was thinking about this, I was like, God, you're so awesome. I said, because whenever you're being pruned, it doesn't feel good. Every layer that you pull off, it don't feel good. But you're right. When you remove what's old and bring us into something new, when you take away what's old in our conversations and you bring us into something different, when you take away old connections and old thought processes and old mindsets and you bring us into something new, we're sharper, better, and stronger, and we can be more effective. But it doesn't just work with the pruning season. He also said, look at the sharpener. Look at the sharpener. And I started to think about, I said, okay, what am I looking at? And he was saying, this is also the people in your life. Who are the people in your life that sharpen you? Who are the people that hold you accountable? Because they're part of the pruning process too. They help you prune out the things that you need to prune, prune out. But these are the people that sharpen you. Every season, hey, I'm noticing that you're backsliding a little bit. Hey, I notice that you're not honoring your word. Hey, I notice that you haven't really been doing what you say you're going to do. Who are the people that are sharpening you? Who are the people that are making sure that you stay on top of things? They're necessary. When you have your circle of people, we talk all the time about our front row, the people that are amazing, supportive, and all of that, which is great and wonderful. We always need people in our life that are going to champion us, but you also need people in your life that are going to sharpen you so that you can show up as the best that you can be, so that you can be fully useful. I did not have a lot of that growing up. I had a lot of people that were always so encouraging and so amazing. And it wasn't until in my adulthood that I started to have a circle of women around me that also were very honest. And they can say, hey, this is something I really think you should pay attention to. Hey, they held me accountable on certain things. And I can't begin to tell you how much that is important. You can't grow, you can't do all these different things if you're not open to the pruning process, if you're not open to growing, if you're not open to having feedback, if you're not open to saying, you know what, let me make sure that I am constantly in a place of sharpening who I am, sharpening my thoughts, sharpening my verbs, sharpening how I show up in the world. If you're not in a constant place of wanting to be sharpened, so that you can grow and be the best version of who you are called to be, you have to ask yourself why. This is important. This is just as important as it is as being celebrated, is important as being creative, is important as stepping into new spaces. This is a very important thing to be sharpened. Okay, so let me ask you a couple questions. All right. In your life, can you share with us an experience of a pruning season and what was birthed out of you from the pruning process? When you had to go through seasons of that constant turning and going through the ups and downs, what was birthed from that? Second, when you go through a pruning season, how do you walk through that? And I know that's a very all-encompassing question because every season is very different. But what I want to hear more from is how do you stay in a place where you understand this process, but you don't stay stuck in this process? Because staying stuck right here is where a lot of people give up on their dreams, where they say it's too hard. Okay, I didn't get the resources. I don't have the support. I didn't get the numbers I wanted. I didn't get this. So they stay here. And so what ends up happening is they come out unsharpened. They come out not fully where they need to be. And so what ends up happening is the sharpness isn't quite there. So now you got to go through another season, another pruning until you get everything off of you to help you grow into that next season. So in this season, I would love to hear some of your thoughts on how you managed it. How did you walk through it when it's hard, when it feels like nothing's coming together, but you also feel like you're losing some things? Maybe mindsets, maybe it's behaviors, maybe it's connections, maybe it's whatever it might be, but you can feel that turn. And the last question I want to ask you is this. If you are in a season right now where you are like saying, you know what, Kim, I don't know if I have a lot of people in my life that will hold me accountable, that will help me sharpen, help me grow. I don't know if I have that. If you're one of those people and you want to post it below, let me know so that we can pray and cover you in that, because I believe that that is one of the most important things to have around you are people that hold you accountable, that allow you to go through different seasons of sharpening, and they help you in that process as you can help them too. It's not a one-sided thing. I believe you help others also. They say iron sharpens iron. There's a scripture about that. But I wanted to use this visual because, as you can see, every time you sharpen, you get stronger and better. And then you go back, you use, and then you got to resharpen again. It's a cycle, and it's part of the process. And I just want to remind you this. Don't shrink away from being sharpened. If it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't seem like it'll never end, keep pressing through no matter what, because what comes out on the other side of that is so much better. You're going to find yourself literally in a different place mentally, different place even in how you show up, different place in even how you approach situations, because you've been sharpened, because old things have been scraped away and new things have emerged. Okay, so would love your thoughts on this. I know this is like a shorter Monday morning brew, but I just could not help but share this because I think so much. I thought about so many of the women that show up here every single day in this community, and we are pushing, we're grinding, and we're out there. But This one season here sometimes can be the one of the hardest seasons, but it's the most necessary season so that you do not get stagnant, so that you don't get stale in your growth, so that you're constantly being in a place of growing, constantly being in a place of being sharpened to go into the areas that God has called you to be in. You can't go into it as a dull pencil. He has to keep sharpening you and sharpening and sharpening you so that your skill sets, your expertise, your knowledge, your strength, your ability to look at situations differently grows with every level he takes you into. Okay, so I can't wait to see some of your comments. I hope that this visual stays with you, the sharpener, your circle also, but also keeping yourself in a place of constantly pruning and growing so that you can walk into that next season that God has called you to walk into. All right. So before I close this out, today I wanted to share, I would love for you all, if you would consider inviting other women to join us here on Mondays. As you all know, I'm always wanting to grow this platform because I feel like the more women that we have a part of this community, the more that we all continue to grow and the more that we can show up for each other and support each other and all the good things that happens here behind the brand. So would love for you to share this video. Comment below. Let me know you're here because I would love to hear your comments and even hear your experiences when it comes to the pruning season. All right, ladies, have an amazing, blessed week, and we will talk again next week.